Hello, my name is Heather Smith. Welcome to my series of free online training with showing you how to use the online accounting software package Xero. Today we'll be looking at spending and receiving money. So if you need to get in contact with me, you can visit me at heathersmithsmallbusiness.com. I am a Chartered Certified Accountant, Xero Certified Advisor. I'm a writer, consultant, speaker. So if you need to get in contact with me for further training or support on how to use Xero, including setup, please contact me at the website above. So let's get started. So I want to cover spending and receiving money today. Now to access these areas, if we click here on the bank account, this is just one of the ways. I'm sitting at the Xero dashboard, so when you open up Xero, this is the dashboard that you see, and I'm going to click on just my very basic ANZ business bank account there, and what I do is I come across to this button here, which is quite useful. Quite a lot of useful areas here to find. Click on Manage Account, and first of all I'll have a look at Spend Money. Here is my Spend Money, and so you can see that we're here looking at the Spend Money window, and the background is pale blue, and I have the option here Direct Payment, Prepayment, Overpayment, and if I click on Prepayment, the background changes to a sort of a pale salmon-y colour, and if I click on Overpayment, the background changes to a pale salmon colour, and the actual options, the lines available to you change as well. Now I highlight the colours because sometimes when you're flicking through these areas, the colours can help you with the orientation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a transaction, and we will then go and see what it affects. So I'm coming into direct payments, and I'm going to go A, B, C, furniture. I'm going to choose a date, which for me, doing this at the moment, I'm going to choose a date which will be next month. Let's make it a Remembrance Day. And I'm going to put in here direct payment. I just put in direct payment star there. Copy, so we've actually know that we've put that information in, star, quantity 1, unit price 500, account, I'm just going to put in simple purchases account, GST, that's flowed through, and you'll see up the top there the total doesn't autofill. I'll go in, type in 500, and I'll click save and add another. So you can see I've popped back into the screen. Pop back into the screen, and this time I'm going to choose not the direct payment option, I'm going to choose the prepayment option, and I'm going to enter pretty much essentially the same information again. So it's to ABC Furniture. Oh, didn't fill out there. ABC Furniture, the date 11th the 11th 2012. The reference, I'm going to call it prepayment, and with a star here. Copy, paste, prepayment with 2 stars there. Quantity 1, unit price 500, account purchases. Tax rate automatically comes through. Need to put in the total amount there, $500, and I'm going to click on Save and add another. Finally, I'm going to choose the very last payment option, which is overpayment, and I'm going to select ABC Furniture. The date, remember, 11th, reference overpayment asterisk, description overpayment asterisk. The amount is $500. Notice here I did not get an option here. That was automatically there. I did not get an option there to enter that information. And the amount has flowed through as 500, and I'm going to type in the amount there as 500. This has all happened on the 11th of November, and I'm going to click Save. What I want to do is, now you'll see here, this is looking at my account transactions. I have these 3 transactions on the 11th of November, and it highlights here the description, and it highlights whether I have a prepayment or an overpayment. You see that the reference has simply come through from what I manually entered myself, but you do have this information here. Overpayment and prepayment has come through there. What I want to now do is just see how this affected the reports. If I click on Reports and I click on Balance Sheet, and I'm going to see if I can see the balance sheet for the month of November 2012. I'm not interested in any comparison here. And I'm going to click Update, and I can't specifically see what can't specifically see anything that's just relevant for November, but if I click in on so I'm looking at my Xero balance sheet for 31st of October. I meant to actually be looking at it in November. That I went and had a look at something and it all changed on me there. So none. I'm going to click Update again, and I'm looking at it for the month of November, and if I drill down here, I have my accounts payable here, and I have my amount here. So I am going to, I could drill down here and see a list of transactions here, but I'm actually going to click here on accounts payable, and it takes a little time. Then it pops up to the accounts payable summary, and I can actually see a graphical representation there of the summary, and I am going to, and it actually again only shows me to 31st of October. It doesn't like the fact that I've tried to manipulate it and go ahead. And I'm now going to come down to the bottom here and click on this option here, which is November. Notice that when I highlight on November and it says false down there, it means that if I drill down, nothing will happen if I try and drill down. Okay, so this actually shows me, what I was trying to do is go, okay, I entered this spend money transaction, what happened to it? And this actually shows me here the overpayment, ABC Furniture overpayment ends up as $500 sitting on the balance sheet. $500 sitting on the balance sheet. No effect on GST, just sitting there as an overpayment on the balance sheet. Now, next thing I want to have a look at, if I click on Reports, I want to click on Profit and Loss Report, and I want to show the date range, and I just simply want to look at the month of November. Update, and you'll see here for the month of November I have the purchases figure there, the purchases detailed there, and I have the amount here. Now some of you might be going, well wait there, it was 1,000, it should have been. Why is it 909.10? And the reason for that is GST. So if I click on further, click in there a bit further, actually details both of these spend money transactions. So I have prepayment 454.55, and my direct payment 454.55. Sensational. So you can see where that has happened and where that is flowing through on my into my profit and loss statement. So I want to show you something more. I want to now go, I'm clicking in accounts and I'm going to go to accounts payable. Remember I have that amount of money sitting there. I'm going to create a new invoice for ABC. So this is I'm recognizing that I owe them money. I'm going to make it in November, make it the 16th of November. Payment date's due after the 16th of November, and I'm going to make it $1,000, and I'm not really concerned about what I've entered here. That's not really relevant, but I'm not really concerned. What I'm going to do is click Approve, and when I click Approve, this has highlighted for me. ABC Furniture has $1,000 in outstanding credit. Would you like to allocate credit to this invoice? In fact, it's only $500. I must have doubled up and kept an old one there. So let's go back and we'll click Allocate, see what happens. And, okay, so one of them sits there as the overpayment and one of them sits there as the prepayment, and I'm able to actually allocate it to that $1,000. So in fact, yes, it was able to be allocated. I can go 1,000, 1,000, and I'm now going to allocate the credit. So I had an overpayment, prepayment, allocate the credit. And you can see now, if I actually look at this invoice that I had raised, this is something I owed the money on, and I allocate the overpayment and the prepayment there. Sensational. So that gives you a good idea of those options. And now I will go through and look at the other options that you had. If I go back into spend money, let's see. If I go back into spend money, dashboard, just go into my bank account, go into manage accounts, go into receive money and see what options I now have. So on the receive money, it's very much a mirror image of what we just did. I have direct payment, prepayment and overpayment. Again, very much a mirror image, and this time maybe I'll run through and enter to see what happens here. So maybe I'll put in a different company. Do we have a company? Hamilton Smith. And I'll put in another date that we can remember, 25th of the 12th, 2012. Reference, this is a direct payment, so we've received direct payment from them, and I'll change the amount this time. I'll make it $400. The description, asterisk. Now you don't have to put in these descriptions that I'm putting in. I'm doing this so you can clearly see what is happening, because I want you to, this is income, sales. I want you to clearly see what I'm doing. So that's a direct payment. Direct payment has been received from Hamilton Smith. I'm now going to the next option, which is a prepayment. Again, color changed, still from Hamilton Smith. The date, Christmas Day, just so we can clearly see what the reference is for that particular time. This is a prepayment, asterisk. I have the, you'll notice that the invoice number has popped open here, and I have the option to change the branding if I wanted to. And the description I'll put in here, prepayment, asterisk, asterisk, 1 unit price, $400 again, and it was in, what was it, sales? Sales. I need to put in the $400 there. It doesn't autofill there, and I will click Save and Add Another. Now finally, to prove what, to demonstrate what I'm doing today, I'm going to say I've received an overpayment. It was from Hamilton Smith. The date was Christmas Day, 25th of the 12th, 2012. The reference was overpayment, asterisk. The amount over here was $400, and the description was sales, oh, not sales, overpayment, asterisk, asterisk, the amount was $400, automatically allocated, just as the mirror image before, automatically allocated to accounts receivable, and I'm going to click Save on that. We've allocated 3 of them. We have them now all sitting here with the references there, Hamilton Smith, Prepayment Hamilton Smith, Direct Overpayment Hamilton Smith, just as we had sitting here for the other ones that we did. So let's go and see how this affected our reports. If I click on Reports, Profit and Loss, and select the date range simply for December. Oh, that didn't pop up, did it? Next. Update. And we have here sales, and we have here over here $727.28. You'll remember, why doesn't it equal $800? Because of GST. And if I click in on there, you'll see that it has the reference prepayment comes through as at that amount there, and the direct payment comes through as that amount there. I wonder why that reference didn't come up there. I'm just going to click in on it, see why that reference didn't come in there. So it does have a reference there. I don't know why that doesn't, the reference for some reason doesn't autofill there. I don't know why, so that's a mystery. Not sure what that is. And then what else would we like to do? We'd like to go and say, okay, what happened on the balance sheet? Let's have a look at my balance sheet. And I'm simply looking at it for the month of December, comparing it to none, I'm just saying none just to simplify matters. So we can just quickly see what we're doing. And we have there the accounts receivable amount and the accounts receivable amount there. Last time when we looked at this, I got you to come over here and click on this word here. But sorry about that interruption, the joys of home office and children who phone through. So in the other one we looked at accounts receivable, and in this one I am actually going to, well, sorry, we looked at the wording, so we actually looked at accounts payable when we clicked through on the wording, but on this one, to show you something different, I'm going to click through on the numbers, and I actually come up here, it says accounts receivable transactions. I'll change the date option to 1st of December. I'll click update. And you can see here that the overpayment for Hamilton Smith sits there, and it's $400. So that overpayment sits on the balance sheet, whereas the other 2 sit on the profit and loss statement. Now, the other thing I want to, let's have a go at what we did previously, was let's go into accounts. Let's go into accounts receivable. Let's create a new invoice and see what happens. Hamilton Smith will create the invoice for, let's create it for New Year's Eve. I'm making sure that I go past the date. I have opportunity to put reference and standard branding in there. Item number, not necessarily too concerned about things here, but I'm going to put in here $1,000, and that has all flowed through. I'll make it tax inclusive $1,000, so I've got a pure $1,000 there, and when I click approve, it has popped up as I suspected with this option here. Would you like to allocate the outstanding credit? Would you like to allocate it, or would you like to skip it? We are going to click on allocate, and when you go to this stage you do have the option to define how much you're allocating. It just doesn't go wham, you've got it, wham, you've got it. You can go in and say how much you actually want to allocate here, and in this instance we'll go 400, 400, and we will allocate that credit. Just as a matter of interest, I highlight to you that we still have $200 remaining on that, and we will click allocate credit. Sensational. So that gives you a really good overview of the how to use the spend money and receive money features in Xero. So sorry about the interruptions there. If you need to get in contact with me, you can visit heathersmithsmallbusiness.com. I am a Xero certified advisor and look forward to speaking with you. Thank you. Please subscribe to our channel to access free online training in Xero. Please visit our Facebook page at Heather Smith AU for ongoing free online training that I load up there. And have a great day.